She stood on the runway, lights blinding, cameras flashing, her face on every screen in the room. It should have been the happiest night of her life. But behind that flawless smile, her hands were trembling. Because just hours earlier, she had discovered a secret about the fashion industry so dark, so dangerous. It could destroy her career, and her life. And now she had to decide, walk away or stay silent forever. Her name was Lena, a small-town girl with nothing but second-hand clothes and big dreams. Growing up, she worked part-time at a diner, saving every cent to buy fashion magazines. She'd tell her mom, "One day they'll put me on that cover." Her father never believed in her. He'd shake his head saying, "Girls like you don't make it in that world. They eat you alive." But Lena was stubborn. She believed hard work and talent could overcome anything. When she turned 19, she left home with one suitcase and a heart full of hope, taking a bus to New York City. Her friends called her crazy. Her mom cried at the station, whispering, "Promise me you won't lose yourself." At first, it seemed like her dreams were coming true. She was discovered by a small agency, booked shoots, and finally walked her first runway. But behind the glamour, Lena started to notice cracks in the perfect image she'd imagined. One night after a fashion show, Lena was invited to an exclusive industry party. She expected champagne and glitter. Instead, she walked into something else entirely. Models whispered in corners. Older men eyed them like merchandise. And agents, men and women, talked about opportunities with cold smiles. A fellow model, Sophie, leaned close and whispered, "Be careful, Lena. They promise you fame, but they'll take everything from you if you're not careful." Lena laughed nervously, thinking Sophie was exaggerating. But weeks later, she saw the truth for herself. She was pressured to lose more weight, though she was already frail. Photographers asked her to pose in ways that made her uncomfortable. One brand refused to pay her after a shoot, saying exposure is your real payment. And when Lena complained, her agent warned, "If you want to make it, you play by their rules, or you'll never work again." Still, she pushed on. She had worked too hard to quit now. But the deeper she went, the darker it became. The breaking point came when Lena landed a campaign with a luxury fashion house, her dream job. This was supposed to be her big moment. But at the contract meeting, she discovered the fine print. Her face, her body, her entire image would belong to the company for the next 5 years. They could Photoshop her however they wanted. They could replace her words in interviews. They could silence her if she ever spoke out. Lena sat frozen, pen in hand. She asked, "Why does it say you can control what I post on social media?" The manager smiled coldly. "Because you're not a person anymore. You're a brand. And we own brands." That night, Lena went home shaken. And then came the message. A file slipped under her apartment door, photos of Sophie, her friend from earlier. The pictures were heartbreaking. Sophie was bruised, exhausted, and trapped in the very same system Lena was about to sign her soul to. Lena realized, this wasn't just about her career. This was about survival. Instead of signing the contract, Lena exposed it. She leaked everything, the predatory clauses, the hidden abuse, even Sophie's story. She knew it could end her career, but she couldn't stay silent anymore. The reaction was explosive. Social media caught fire. Some people praised her bravery. Others accused her of lying, calling her ungrateful and attention-seeking. Her agency dropped her. The fashion house threatened to sue. Friends in the industry stopped answering her calls. But she also received hundreds of messages from struggling models around the world, thanking her for speaking up. Lena realized she had become something bigger than just a model. She had become a voice. Months later, Lena wasn't walking runways anymore. She wasn't on magazine covers. But she was standing on a stage, speaking to young women about empowerment, exposing the ugly truths of an industry built on beauty and lies. She had traded glamour for honesty, fame for freedom, and in that choice she found herself again. Her father was wrong. The industry did try to eat her alive. But unlike so many others, she walked away before it swallowed her whole. And the lesson? Sometimes the dream you chase isn't worth the price they ask you to pay. And real beauty is refusing to be broken,